Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching the Chariot reversed. Right now, you might feel like your emotional compass is spinning in every direction, and yet none at all. The Chariot reversed suggests that you've been pouring tremendous energy into trying to keep something under control. Maybe it's your emotions, your expectations, or even this relationship. But lately, it may feel like you're losing grip on the reins. You're someone who usually operates with strength and vision. You know where you want to go. But when the Chariot is upside down, it tells a story of inner conflict, delays, or resistance from the outside world that's pulling you off course. This can look like moments where you try to steer things forward, communicate, connect, plan, and yet somehow you keep encountering emotional roadblocks or mixed signals. It may also be that your own inner doubts or fears are making the ride bumpier than it needs to be. Are you trying too hard to control how things unfold? Or have you been sacrificing your direction for the sake of someone else's pace? Sometimes this card reversed reveals the exhaustion of trying too hard to force an outcome. It's as if you've been at war with yourself or feeling like you're in a relationship battlefield where victory seems unclear. Deep down, though, there's this desire for triumph. What you need is recalibration. This is a call to stop wrestling with forces outside of your control and instead come back to your own inner power. Don't let indecision or external chaos dictate the direction of your heart. You're someone who knows how to rise and move forward, but before you charge again, this card is asking you to realign. Why are you really on this journey with this person? What part of you is truly invested, and what part of you is resisting? Your partner, Two of Swords upright. Your partner appears to be in a state of mental suspension. The Two of Swords is a card of internal balance, but not necessarily resolution. They are likely trying to maintain peace or avoid confrontation. On the surface, they may seem calm or even detached, but underneath, there's a quiet mental war happening. This person may be trying to keep everything in balance, refusing to make a clear decision out of fear of disrupting the harmony. It could be that your partner has strong feelings or opinions, but is keeping them tucked away. They may feel pressure to choose a direction, to express something, or to make a change. But instead of doing so, they might be hoping that time will somehow solve it for them. This isn't necessarily a lack of caring, it may be their way of coping with emotional overload. They might also be unsure how to read you right now, and are hesitant to act out of fear of causing more confusion. If your partner has been emotionally distant or vague in communication, this card shows us why. They are protecting their own mental peace and may be waiting for a clear sign before they open up fully. They could be rationalizing their feelings or overthinking their next move. The silence or emotional neutrality could be frustrating for you, especially when you are craving momentum or truth. But from their perspective, this is their way of surviving uncertainty. Ultimately, this card suggests they haven't made a full emotional decision yet about where they stand. But it's not because they don't care. It's because they are trying to delay, process, and calculate, to avoid causing harm to themselves or to you. But as we'll see, that decision may not be able to wait much longer. Current situation, Ace of Discs, reversed. The present moment between you two feels like a missed opportunity or a seed that hasn't had the right soil to grow in. The Ace of Discs reversed suggests something that had potential, something real and tangible, may have struggled to root. It could be that one or both of you wanted to build something solid, whether it was a commitment, shared plans, or a grounded emotional foundation. But instead, things may have felt unstable, uncertain, or even disappointing. Has there been talk of commitment that hasn't materialized? Plans that didn't move forward? Promises that didn't get fulfilled? This card reversed often shows up when we've placed our hopes into something we thought was beginning, but it failed to launch. Or maybe the relationship did begin with excitement, but the deeper grounding and security never followed. There may also be a practical issue at the heart of things right now. Distance, financial stress, physical disconnection, or a lack of time. One or both of you might be struggling to manifest the relationship in the real world, even though the feelings exist. It's like trying to plant something in rocky soil and wondering why it hasn't blossomed. This energy can feel frustrating, especially if you've already given a lot. The universe may be asking, what needs to change in the physical realm for this to truly thrive? Are both of you showing up in a way that brings structure, safety, and nourishment to the connection? If not, this card is asking you to either recommit with clearer grounding, or recognize when it's time to stop forcing something that no longer grows. Possible outcome: 10 of Wands upright. The near future shows a feeling of emotional burden, a sense of carrying too much, perhaps more than your fair share. The 10 of Wands upright reveals an impending heaviness. This could manifest as trying to keep the relationship going through sheer willpower, taking on emotional labor, or feeling responsible for the entire outcome. It's a card of burnout. It says, I'm doing everything I can, and it still feels like I'm collapsing under the weight. This doesn't necessarily mean that things are ending. It means that if things continue on the same path without a shift in energy or roles, the relationship could become more exhausting than fulfilling. This card suggests you may soon reach a turning point. Either you address the imbalance and start shedding what isn't yours to carry, or you risk becoming overwhelmed and resentful. If you've been the one doing all the emotional work, showing up, asking the hard questions, holding the space, this card confirms that. You've been holding a lot. It's noble, but it's not sustainable. Relationships thrive on mutual effort, and the 10% of Wands warns us that love shouldn't feel like a solo battle. The future may require both of you to pause and reflect. Is this worth carrying? And if it is, how do we divide the load fairly? The path ahead isn't doomed, but it's calling for change, for shared effort, and for honest conversations. Because even the strongest soul needs to rest, and even the best intentions can collapse under too much pressure. Extra message: 2 of Cups upright, Adjustment reversed, Princess of Swords upright, the Hierophant upright, 2 of Wands upright. The 2 of Cups upright offers a beautiful and powerful reminder: the love is, or was, real. There is a spiritual bond here, a deep emotional recognition between two souls who see something in each other that feels uniquely comforting and intimate. No matter how complicated things seem, the 2 of Cups assures us that this connection wasn't random or shallow. At its core, there is love, and it once flowed with ease. This may be what's kept you holding on, but Adjustment reversed calls that bond into question. It's a karmic nudge saying, what is out of alignment? This card is about integrity, fairness, balance. When reversed, it suggests someone, or both people, haven't been fully honest with themselves or each other. Maybe there's been a bending of your truth to make things work. Maybe there's an unequal give and take, or even emotional avoidance disguised as harmony. This card is a plea for balance. It wants fairness, and it wants the truth, no matter how inconvenient. The Princess of Swords upright is a fierce energy. She's curious, vigilant, and brave. She doesn't shy away from asking questions or challenging the status quo. This might be you stepping into a phase where you stop romanticizing and start investigating. What's really happening here? What do you really need? This card says it's time to speak up, ask directly, and not settle for evasiveness. Truth is your sword, and it's how you begin to protect your peace. The Hierophant upright returns again as a reminder of the spiritual nature of this connection. There's a soul lesson here, a deeper spiritual teaching that's unfolding between the two of you. This relationship may have mirrored back your own beliefs, patterns, or wounds for you to finally face. It may also have brought you closer to understanding what kind of love you want to build, sacred, honest, and rooted in spiritual values, not just surface attraction. And finally, the 2 of Wands upright is the card of planning, vision, and direction. It confirms that a decision will need to be made, and soon. You're at a crossroad. The universe is asking you, where do you want this to go? What are you willing to do to get there? And most importantly, are both of you on the same path? Conclusion. This relationship has depth, real love, real reflection. But it's also carried a great deal of emotional confusion, imbalance, and weight. You, the one watching this reading, have likely done the heavy lifting lately, emotionally, mentally, and maybe even spiritually. You've tried to steer this relationship toward healing, clarity, and forward movement. But the Chariot reverse tells us that the wheels have spun without traction for too long. Your partner, as shown in the 2 of Swords, may care more than they're letting on, but they are frozen in indecision, afraid to fully step forward or backward. The current state between you is one of potential unrealized. Something solid could have been built, but wasn't. Or not yet. If things continue unchanged, the future could bring emotional fatigue and burnout. But it doesn't have to. The cards offer a lifeline. Speak your truth, seek balance, and stop carrying what isn't yours. Ask for partnership, not just presence. The Two of Cups says this isn't a cold or meaningless connection. But Adjustment Reversed asks, is it just love or is it aligned love? The answer to that question may shape your next move. You're not lost, you're waking up. And with that awakening, you now hold the power to choose a new direction. One where love is not only given, but reciprocated. Not only felt, but lived. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.